Hey lovelies, welcome to the channel. So today I'll be reacting to the video titled 10 Biggest Lies About the Philippines. It sounds interesting. So if you're new here, you're welcome. Kindly subscribe to join the family. So guys, let's go check these 10 lies about the Philippines.
Filipino women are submissive and quiet. Like every other country though, women come in a variety of attitudes. Some a little bit more attitude prone than others. But either way, Filipinas are just a conservative type of woman. According to sources, Filipino women, they find it uncomfortable to mingle or even interact with male foreigners and even their own men. They also have a reputation of being quiet and shy, but this is normally because they feel that they don't have the adequate skill of speaking English to the foreigners. So instead of speaking nonsense, they remain silent. The next lie is that the Philippines is one land mass. This is something that I've been guilty of thinking myself. But there's actually over 7,000 islands that make up the Philippines, and around 2,000 of them are inhabited. And this is known as an archipelago, which is a collection of islands or sometimes a sea containing a small number of scattered islands. Now, the Philippines has a total land area of 300,000 square kilometers, which works out to be 115,831 square miles. This makes it the world's largest island country. The Philippine archipelago is divided into 3 island groups: Luzon, Visayas, as well as Mindanao. The lie number 8 is Filipinos don't speak English. So when tourists visit the country of the Philippines, they're usually surprised at the fact that Filipinos, they actually learn English as their first language. Most Filipinos also learn it alongside Tagalog growing up. Although some Filipinos will have a distinct accent while speaking English, English-speaking tourists will have little or no trouble at all communicating with them. And this actually leads us to our next lie. And this lie is that Filipinos only speak Tagalog. This lie and misconception is similar to the idea that Chinese people speak Chinese, when in fact they speak a wide variety of languages like Mandarin, Cantonese, etc. In the Philippines though, Tagalog is one of many dialects spoken in the country. Back in the year 1937, the government adopted Tagalog, elevating its status as a national language of the Philippines, also calling it Filipino. And it has since become mixed with other existing Philippine dialects, as well as foreign languages like English and Spanish. Now, when it comes to native languages and dialects, there are more than 200 in the entire country. Number 6, all Filipinos share the exact same culture. So being an archipelago, like I mentioned earlier, historically, there was no actual Philippines to refer to. The different groups of islands being separated by large bodies of water, they contained their own distinct culture and language and traditions. Because of this, they were very distinct from each other. So then the movement for a united Philippines didn't come until the arrival of the Spanish, which was much later on though. All right guys, so we reach halfway in this. All right, continuing with the lies. In at lie number 5, we have Filipinos are nannies and call center agents. That's all they're good for. Okay, so Filipinos may just be very good at delivering these types of services, and because of that, there's a high demand for their skills in other countries. However, not everyone shares the same dream job interest. There's actually millions and millions of Filipinos living and working overseas with completely different professions, like doctors and nurses and singers. Yeah, Filipinos sing really good. That's another stereotype, but I think there's like some facts to that. You'll find Filipino entrepreneurs, IT specialists, engineers, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So no, they're not just nannies and they don't just work in call centers overseas. So lie number 4 is Manila is the main business district, and this is something that I thought as well, I'm not gonna lie. Contrary to what many foreigners think, most of the embassies and big firms, banks, and insurance companies, they're actually located in Makati and Taguig City. Makati and Taguig are located within the Greater Manila area. Now, Manila is the capital city of the Philippines, and it is one of the most populated cities, but it is not necessarily where all the main action happens. Number 3, have you heard this one before? Dog meat is regularly eaten and served. Okay, all right, so no. they don't sell dog meat in Filipino supermarkets and grocery stores. Eating dogs in Philippines it's a very taboo topic, and there actually are a few small groups. Mostly of them are in the northern region of the country, in the mountain province, where indigenous people as well as their ancestors have had a history of eating dog meat, but you're not gonna be finding it at restaurants or in grocery stores just like that. No, that doesn't exist. Number 2, Filipinos date foreigners for money and papers. All right, guys, so these ideas are largely perpetuated because of shows like 90 Day Fiancé, let's be honest, okay? But not all Filipinos dream of becoming an American or British citizen or whatever. Some just love to travel and meet new people along the way. Just because Filipinos date and marry foreigners also doesn't mean that they're just looking for visa applications, making that whole process easier and everything. Filipinos, they can afford to fund their own travels themselves, get their visas, and do their jobs in foreign countries, so they don't necessarily need a foreign partner to do so. Marrying a Filipino actually does not mean that the foreigner has to support the Filipino's family either. You know, there's a lot of times where people move overseas and it's like, okay, well, you got to send money back to my family. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's unfair to label Filipinos with that stereotype. And yes, so it is a sad reality that because they date foreigners, it's assumed that they're just gold diggers. But if you actually think about it, just because someone dates somebody from a foreign country doesn't mean that that person is rich either. So yeah, something to think about there. And now moving on to our biggest lie in this episode, Philippines. It's a very dangerous country. Now, we've all seen the news reports. Many foreigners, they hear about Philippines' war on drugs, among other struggles that they have in the country. And this has led foreigners to think that the Philippines is a place of criminals and kidnappers everywhere. Now, there are, of course, several unfortunate issues in the country, but overall, away from the hotspots of criminal activity, there are many beautiful places and safe places that you'll see in the Philippines. Not just the resorts designed for tourists, but many local places as well, completely safe. All right, guys.
Seriously, this is the 10 biggest lies I've ever heard about the Philippines. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.